What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're checking out the all-new 2025 Ford Expedition. This one is the Tremor trim, which is more of the off-road focused one. Agate black is the paint color, and we are looking at an MSRP around $83,000. So as far as jumbo SUVs go, do you think this is where it's at? I don't think it's too crazy in price when you look at the competition, maybe a Z71 Tahoe. Also, with this high output EcoBoost engine, this is almost 2.5 seconds faster from 0 to 60 than the V8 that Chevy has. So needless to say, this new V6 is pretty awesome. So with that said, it's a 3.5 liter twin turbo. It pumps out 440 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. We have a 10-speed automatic transmission, and of course this does have a 4-wheel drive system. Now towing is 9,600 pounds, payload is even 3,300 pounds, and then ground clearance is 10.6 inches with curb weight around 5,700 pounds. This one's gonna get a 23.2 gallon fuel tank, and with all that, you're looking at 15 in the city and 22 out on the highway. Now if we tap the unlock button, the new headlights look really nice with those daytime running lights all surrounding it. You got your quad beam for the actual headlight, and then I like the gray color throughout the grille. Got a blacked out Ford badge with a forward facing camera. Expedition is all written out in black with black trim. And then you can see all sorts of openings throughout the front to provide cooling. We have parking sensors all throughout it. I love this orange color for these recovery hooks. Same with throughout the trim. You're gonna see the LED fog lights down below. This new style looks really good. I think Ford knocked it out of the park with the overall look with this jumbo SUV. You got some sharp lines throughout the hood, fading towards the windshield. And then for the side, we have a nice set of 33-inch tires with an 18-inch wheel, finished in a two-tone color. Got this nice metallic gray with more of that orange color, and then nice sharp body lines throughout the side. The side steps look like what you get on a Raptor. They're a nice powder coating in the black. It says Ford on the back. Got the Tremor name, and then all body colored for the mirror caps as well as the door handles. Got your integrated turn signal as well, and then all black trim throughout the side windows. Up above, we even have a panoramic sunroof up here with the roof rails. There's even lighting on the roof rails. And then this is the standard wheelbase and length for the Expedition. The max is going to be about a foot longer. So this one, nice profile, really good proportions. And then in back, we have that integrated spoiler. Everything's blacked out once again. Now, a lot of these Expeditions, this section is actually black. So on a black car, it kind of looks nice, all one color. So definitely a really sleek looking design. The name Expedition has more of that color contrast, nice design on the LED taillights, and then all of your parking sensors throughout it. Trailer hitch is going to be integrated underneath that cap, and overall, I honestly think this is really cool. I think it's got a good style overall, really a neat touch. And then we can double tap the button on the key fob, automatically pop open the power liftgate, and the tailgate will open up as well. So I think that is a huge plus on the new Expedition. I think people love these tailgates. Now from here, we even have hidden storage underneath, and with everything folded down, you can see just how roomy this SUV is. Now in this configuration, you're gonna get about 108.5 cubic feet of cargo volume. You can put the second row down, the third row down, and the third row can even come up. So the one press will get the third row back in the up position, and from here, you're still gonna have 21.6 cubic feet of volume. And behind the second row, you're looking at closer to 60.8. Now there's a bunch of plugs over here as well. So really nice use of space. And then we can just press this one and close everything nice and together. Moving on to the interior, we can unlock and lock the doors from those handles. And then from these seats, we can just lock them upwards as well. So this is gonna get a nice black leather interior. I like the contrast stitching up above with the soft touch. We have more of the padding all throughout the door panel. And I like this wood trim, it has a really unique look. Extra storage, a release handle, and then storage down below. And then a good look at the smooth leather along with the perforated leather all throughout it. We have really nice large armrest. You can even press this button. The seat will pop upwards. You can slide it forwards to gain access into that third row. Now if we go ahead and hop into the back, for a jumbo SUV, this thing is pretty practical. You can slide this a little bit, pop these headrests up. This seat is really nice and comfortable. We can even recline it a little bit to give you some better space. And I like how the seat, the base is actually tall enough, so I don't feel cramped in here at all. Even sliding the seat way back, you can still have tons of knee room and leg room. We're gonna get air vents in the ceiling, and then there's USB plugs, storage, and cup holders. So as far as 3 rows go, I don't think 3 people will even have remotely an issue back here. It is a great place to be. And then very easily we can all do the second row manually. So pretty simple overall. We can pull this, slide the seat back, take a look at the second row. So from here, these armrests are really nice, and we can recline quite a lot. So with that, plenty of legroom and footroom with the driver's seat of my height, and then just a ton of space overall. Good headroom, and just a really comfortable seating position. You're gonna get storage all throughout it. We have climate controls down here, heated seats, there's plugs, you have a tablet area, you have cup holders, and then the air vents are gonna be up in the ceiling. And then moving on to the front seat, running boards do a pretty good job as well. And then we're still gonna have the keypad right here that Fords are pretty well known for. So front door, just like the back, you got the soft touch up here with the contrast, all the nice padding, all of your controls as well, and then storage down below. We get a Bang & Olufsen audio system, power seats up front, and then more of the smooth and perforated leather. Got the name Tremor, a good look at the massive panoramic sunroof. And then hopping up front now, foot on the brake, it's fired up. You're gonna get the comfort access, so you can have that all set up. And then for the steering wheel, you have these controls, which these buttons don't really have buttons on them. They're all touch sensitive, and then it pops up on the screen. So you can see me pressing different icons, and then I can make my maneuvers. So it doesn't really take all too much time to get used to everything on how it all works. And then you can see for cruise control, different things will make the adjustment. So not all too bad. We can go into more of these. We also have volume, track, things like that. You're gonna see the stock on the left side for the windshield wipers, and then I like the yoke design overall. It's a pretty unique interior, but honestly, once you get used to it, it's pretty nice. We have 4-wheel drive controls down below, also the tailgate release, and you can configure your drive modes. It's gonna come up on the screen. We have street, towing, as well as off-road settings. So nice touch there. More of this soft touch all throughout the dashboard, and I like the mesh as well. It's also integrated with the Bang & Olufsen system. You have more of this cool wood grain trim along with this texture. Expedition is written out. Got some of your basic controls up above as you would expect. And then in the screen, you can toggle here and make some changes. So you can get a few different things popping up on that upper screen, depending on what you want to see. Climate control is always integrated down below, so it's pretty easy to get used to. We have heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. And then for the home screen, you have a nice configurable design, very similar to most Fords. You have this one right here. There's even a trail turn assist, which we've seen on the Broncos. You can open up the tailgate from here, a couple other controls, lots of apps within the car, and then back to this screen. Going into reverse, you're gonna have a nice backup camera, top-down view. You can take a closer look right there. A couple other views will pop up back into park. You're gonna see the plus and minus for shifting. We also have trailer controls over here. Auto start stop. We have off-road setting, things like that, hazards, and the volume. Now for the center console, we can open up this one, and you're gonna see a wireless phone charging pad along with some trailer settings. We have extra plugs, cup holders on the right, and then you can press this button and automatically slide the whole console out of the way. We have a huge storage bin underneath here, and depending on what the rear seat passengers need, their cup holders and tablet can get a little bit closer. So that is a cool touch, the way everything is designed. And then you can see the nice smooth material, the leather, the stitching, and extra storage all throughout the center. The glove box on the right side is lockable, nice large bucket. And then one last look at the interior. To be honest, it takes a little getting used to, but this feels unique. It feels really nice. You have some nice materials all throughout it. Honestly, I think it feels very well worth the price. We have that massive pano roof, sunglass holder up above, all the glass controls as well as the dome lights, and there's garage door buttons up on the visor. All right, so let's set off now in the new Ford Expedition. So the Tremor's kind of that off-road focused one with the tires, slight suspension upgrades, and then I like the trim with the orange color, and then this wood trim looks really neat. So this is a sweet spec. It looks tough. 83 grand, you know, it's not a cheap vehicle, obviously, but it doesn't feel like it's too expensive for what it is. You know, not gonna be much different than a Z71 Tahoe. With that, this high output engine is pretty awesome. It packs a punch, and it is a really smooth power delivery. I like the overall seating position. This dash and everything might take some getting used to, but honestly, the more you get used to it, it is really cool. It feels unique, it feels special. You know, I feel like Ford actually did something nice with this to make it feel new. I think the Expedition was getting a little left in the dust with all the competition. And then in sport mode, this thing moves just giving it quarter throttle. Like, this seriously packs a nice punch. With that, normal driving, it's pretty smooth. You know, it has somewhat of a luxury ride to it. The suspension absorbs bumps well, and there's a lot of different trim levels you can get for the new Expedition. So obviously this one's gonna cater to maybe the more adventurous family who's gonna wanna be able to go off the beaten path, maybe do some trail driving, even with the trail turn assist. I could see, being such a big vehicle, that might get you out of a pickle if you are going down a small trail. It's still a big vehicle, so obviously this isn't gonna be the same off-roader like what you're gonna do in a Bronco. But the fact that this has some serious off-road capabilities is a nice touch for a family hauler, and it's not sacrificing the on-road luxury. Like, this road has a lot of bumps and things. You can feel them and hear them, but it's nothing that you wouldn't expect. It rides really good. I'm used to the steering wheel already. It's kind of low and small feeling, so it kind of stays out of your way. You know, you can see the gauge cluster nicely. Even with these adjustments, I can perfectly see them in my view. Cruise control is pretty simple. Everything works really well. So it's a easy, normal, simple style of vehicle to get used to once you get over the very different look. But overall, I think that does make this feel like something special and something new, which Ford was lacking. You know, the older Expedition hasn't really changed in 2 decades pretty much. But I feel like the overall drive is quite nice. Visibility is all really good. You have lots of glass, very easy to see around. The 10-speed delivers the power really well. And it sounds pretty good. It sounds like a beefy engine. I really can't argue with the powertrain. I think it's just a really good, smooth way to go. And then just ride quality is good. All the tech works really well, and it is actually easy to use. You can kind of forget about the upper screen and just use the normal screen down here like your typical vehicle. So it's got a good blend. We also have the cameras for your turn signals, which is definitely good for something so big, but with all the visibility, you know, you're not really sacrificing anything. And even for being so big, maneuverability really isn't all too bad. Even pulling into tighter areas, you know, it's not that bad to park. I don't know, I don't think I have any major complaints for this as a driver. If you are looking for a 3-row family hauler that has some off-road utility to it, capabilities to go down some trails, you can tow a serious boat with this, go on a camping trip, go on a family weekend trip. I mean, this is the SUV to basically do everything you're gonna need.